Alright, so here we are. We're back again for another new makeup releases. Will I buy it? Talking about new makeup releases and just kind of discussing whether I'll buy it or not. If you missed it, I did take a week off, so I am back again after a week break. Feels like I haven't done this in forever, so I might be a little rusty here, but I have been looking forward to being able to sit back down. Thank you so much for everyone who was so okay with me taking a week off and having that time with my family and with my husband. We had a wonderful time and it was just really nice. I still uploaded 3 videos that week. They were very close because I took so much time off of editing, but it was nice not to have to worry about recording or, you know, feel like I was stressed out trying to get those videos up. It was more so just like, if I could make it happen, I had made it happen and I just was able to make it happen. So yeah, I did do 3 videos last week, but they're all pre-recorded, so I just had to edit them in the evening whenever everyone was asleep and I couldn't sleep, that sort of thing. But yeah, I like to keep these intros pretty short and sweet just so we don't drag on too long. I have been saving releases as I saw them happen even while I had the week off, and I didn't do a will I buy it, so I have some older stuff to talk about and I feel like I'm missing some things, or maybe there's just not much that launched this week, so there isn't a ton, because I don't feel like my list is very long for taking 2 weeks. Usually I feel like I have a lot more, but I'm gonna just go over the highlights so this video isn't too long, just in case you guys don't really want to hear about older makeup releases. But regardless of all that, let's go ahead and just hop right into talking about these new makeup releases and whether I will buy them or not. Alright, first up to talk about is from Playing in Makeup by Yolondo. She's going to be coming out with brushes really soon, and I just wanted to highlight this really quick because I'm definitely eyeing them, and I will say that in my experience, I've only tried one of her face brushes, but I thought the quality was really, really nice. I've been enjoying it. It is this brush right here. It's the Flawless, I think, foundation brush. It's one of those slanted foundation brushes, and this is the closest I've ever found to a dupe for the BK Beauty one that I love so much. So I really have been enjoying her foundation brush, so I'm really interested to see what type of brushes she comes out with, but it looks like mostly large face brushes and whatnot, so I don't plan to pick up any because I feel like I have a ton of face brushes. But if she came out with eyeshadow brushes and especially detail brushes, I'd be more inclined. I do know that, yeah, she's coming out with this brush, which I am so intrigued. If I was gonna place an order from her, I would definitely be throwing this in because this is a concealer brush designed for like cut creases, is how she described it when she launched it. And like, look how flat that is. That looks perfect for doing a cut crease. So I'm very interested in this. Don't plan to pick it up yet, but definitely keeping an eye out because she's sneaking this new palette, Relentless. She hasn't showed the inside yet, or she's shown the inside, but it's been in black and white, so I don't know the color story yet, but I'm very intrigued. Definitely keeping an eye on her. So a lot of new things from Playing in Makeup by Yolanda, but nothing much I can say yes or no to, so we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I had to talk about this because I saw it last night and I was just like, this is from LaLaLand Cosmetics official. Yeah, LaLaLand Cosmetics. That's the tongue twister. But anyway, this is a huge palette with face products, and I think the top 2 are like setting powders. So you got highlighters, blushes, setting powders. It's just too much for me, and like the color story is just like all of the color story, but a lot of very neutral, repetitive shades. I don't know. I don't want to say anything like super mean about this because this is obviously what this brand wanted to create. It just seems too much for me. Like I couldn't see when I looked on their Instagram page how big this was like in someone's hands, but it just seems like it would be like twice the size of my head, and that's just so big. And I'm not someone who feels like I need to have my face products in with my eyeshadows. Like I like those separate. That doesn't bother me. I don't travel that much to need them to be together, and even if I did travel, I feel like this is a gigantic palette that I wouldn't want to travel with. So for all those reasons, this was just a big no, but I just saw it and it was just like, too much, like too much. Edit it down a little bit. I feel like there's like those pinks, even like going to the colors, there's so much repetitiveness between the pinks and the blues, and definitely the more neutral shades up here. Like look at all those beige shimmers, or like the tan shimmers. Like all of those look like they are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6 of them looks like they're the same shade. Maybe even 7. I missed one over there. Too much. And look at those. Okay, I'm gonna stop after this, but look at these like cream colored whites in the middle here. All 3 of those look the same. Maybe one's a shimmer, one's a matte, but it's just, it needed to be edited down, and I'm just not a big into face products in with my eyeshadows, so all around a big no for me, but I do like the butterflies on the palette. I want to mention real quick, Ivette Beauty is going to be launching singles, so she has her quads that I really love, and I use them all the time, that I have talked about them a lot, but she's going to be coming out with them in singles, so if you're someone who didn't want to buy a quad or whatnot, and you just want to buy 1 or 2 shades in a specific shade, this might be a good option for you. She hasn't launched it, like prices or a date or anything yet, but they are coming soon, and I just figured I would share because I know I talk about her brand and her liners a lot. I prefer the quads just because I feel like you get more colors, and like it's not much product, but I don't don't use them that much, so I feel like this is plenty for me. And I use it more with it being in a palette and a quad shape. So the singles are going to be easy pass for me, but I just want to share that news with you guys. Okay, this is Edge Beauty. I haven't heard of it, but it jumped out at me because, like, look at the packaging. The packaging just, maybe it's just the green writing, but for some reason the packaging just jumped out at me as being so very pretty. These are glosses. Look at that green gloss and that bright blue gloss. I'd be so curious to see these swatched out. Okay, there they are. Yeah, I feel like that would look really bad on my lips. Like, I can't imagine that looking great. I'm actually sporting this one from DJ's Boutique on my lips right now, and I probably have some on my teeth, but it's a very sheer gloss that you just put over a lipstick and it kind of just cools down the color. Like, this was a very warm tone brown, and I feel like putting it on top almost brought it down to, I wouldn't call it mauve, but not so warm tone. Anyway, so maybe that's all these are intended for, but it just looks, the blue and the green look very opaque, but also like sheerish because of the gloss texture. I don't know. I like the packaging. When I first saw them, I thought they were like eyeshadow toppers or like shimmers or something like that, and I got excited, but when I saw it was glosses, I was like, easy pass. This has been the news all around Instagram the last couple days, but McGrath Lab is coming out with blush. I guess a lot of people have been waiting for blush. I honestly didn't even notice that she didn't have blush because I'm not into blush, and blush never excites me, so I didn't notice that was a hole in her collection or in her brand, but apparently it was, so everyone's super excited. And I will give credit, that is a beautiful blush. Like, look how beautiful that etching work is. Wow, oh my goodness, I'd want it just for that, but I'm not going to buy Pat McGrath prices just for a pretty blush. I can buy, is it Morphe Cosmetics who did that really pretty, it was like a butterfly and flower impression? I'd buy that first because it's like under 10 than this, but it is really pretty. I thought it was really nice. I know a lot of my friends are super excited they're going to be getting it. It's an easy pass for me. There's some other things, there's some other things in this collection as well. I'm just not into Pat McGrath, the brand as a whole. Like, I think she does beautiful packaging, but anytime I think about spending the money on it and like to go check out the prices, I'm just kind of like, nah, I'm good, and I keep scrolling, so it's going to be another pass for me. So Musee Beauty is launching something new. I'm so excited. This is their Rococo. As you can tell, I'm not into the arts, but this is a new palette from them. It's very interesting because it has a heavy mix of neutrals with pastels, and you guys know that I'm not always a fan, but I do like their formula, and this like bottom row here and this side row here definitely intrigued me. Like those, what is it, 7 right there? Definitely have my eye. I think they're really pretty. Also the pink there will be really pretty with the peach there. I'm not crazy about that neutral row, and I feel like a lot of these shimmers are very neutral or pinky, but they might pair well with them. I don't know. I'm going to be trying this out. They are sending it to me in PR, so I will be trying this and doing it like a chit chat get ready with me type of video with it whenever it comes in. They also have eye creams, which I'm super intrigued because one of them is like a greenish color, so I'm getting those as well. They also came out with blushes. I went ahead and passed on them just because I don't wear cream blushes, and I'm not crazy into blush. I just feel like it's no point in me to review it because like a blush is a blush is a blush for me. Like, I don't know, they just don't stand out that much. So I just asked for the palette and the eye products or the eye creams. So I will be trying those. Let me know what kind of video you would like to see. Would you like to see a comparison video of any other similar palettes in my collection? I feel like this is pretty unique, but with that said, I haven't looked through my collection, so maybe it's not as unique. But regardless, super excited to see something new from Musee Beauty. Peachy Cosmetics is launching a couple new things. They're launching some blush palettes. I'm not really interested in the blush palettes, but I will say the packaging is beautiful. I thought that was really, really pretty, and those blushes look very pigmented and very beautiful. Like, I think that looks amazing. And then also she has this palette called Thank You for Being a Friend. I don't know if that's in reference to being a movie. I mean, the ladies at the bottom make me think so. I can't remember what that movie is. But anyway, just talking about the colors, they're not for me. I think they're pretty, but I don't know, something about the color story. Maybe it's the packaging on the back. It's very hard for me to see cohesion in like a look. Besides the yellow and the green and the blue, I feel like those three go well together. Everything else, I'm just kind of like, what kind of look would I do? I mean, I'm sure I would do pretty looks with it, but I think it's the palette packaging, or maybe I don't know, something about this palette I'm not into. So I saw it. It was an easy pass for me. I'm not into the palette packaging because I don't know what that's referencing, and I'm not crazy about the background for what's behind the shadows. So all around, an easy pass for me for both of those Peachy Queen products. LORAC Cosmetics is coming out with a mascara. This is the Holy Lash Mascara. Here's a little video of them applying it. It looks somewhat like a mascara I think I would like. It's like on that verge of being clumpy, which I tend to like because it defines them. I wish it was a little bit more lengthening maybe at the bottom because I tend to wear, you guys know, a wing liner, so I don't really need all that volume at the bottom. I keep going back and forth with whether I would like it or not, so I'm just going to pass it for now, but I was definitely intrigued when I saw that they launched something new. Something new from Morphe? It looks like every other palette they've ever launched is like one of those kind of hues of green, a lot of neutral, a little bit of purple. I feel like that's kind of the standard when it comes to their palettes recently. The swatches look promising, but I mean, I don't know, swatches also always kind of look promising coming from a brand, you know what I mean? But it looks promising. I think the color story is nice for like a neutral with a pop of something, but it also, like I said, it just looks like every other palette that Morphe has ever launched. It's a very large palette. I can't tell. I don't think those are glitters. Maybe they are. I really don't know. I really don't care, so I didn't really look into it, but this is the 30D Desert Boutique Artistry palette. It's available now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, $26 at Ulta Beauty. Yeah, it's an easy pass for me. I was very bored just looking at it. DJ's Unique Boutique launched a loose eyeshadow collection. This is Take Me to the Beach Loose Pigment Bundle. They look really pretty. I'm not into loose pigments or loose products. I just feel like I would make such a mess and they're too much of a hassle for me to go through the effort of using them. I'm pretty sure, you know, I know people say that they're not that hard and people are scared of them and you should just give them a try, but I just know me and what a mess I make, and I just prefer the pressed powder. It's just so much easier and quicker for me in the morning. So while these look beautiful, I definitely see the beach when I look at these. It's going to be a pass for me, but I was excited to see her coming out with something, and I believe they are available May 1st, so I forget what day this is going up, but either I think they're already available now or they're going up soon. You can get a bundle price for $24, and I don't know how much they are individually, but yeah, new products from DJ's Unique Boutique. Oh my goodness, so Annette finally showed what was inside her palette. I'm so very excited. Here's what it looks like. It's beautiful. Again, I forget what day this video is going up, but I think Saturday, the day this video goes up, is the day it launches or the next day. I don't know. I have so many reminders set on my phone. Every single day I try to remind myself when this goes up so that I don't miss it, because they didn't make much for this first launch, and I'm honestly trying to prepare myself for missing it because I just feel like I'm probably not going to make it, but I'm going to try my best to make it and see if I can snag this palette, and you'll definitely be seeing it on my channel if you do. I think the color story is so very Annette. It's very creative, and I think the standout one that whenever I open this, it like screams at me is this orange, that shimmer orange. I feel like, you know, really good shimmer oranges aren't very popular, aren't very, like, I don't, you know, come across them often, so I'm excited to see it in this palette. I think it's beautiful. So excited for Annette. Definitely going to try to get it on whenever it launches May 1st, but I'm trying to prepare myself that I might not. Jaclyn Cosmetics is launching something new, and I'm very much uninterested. Like, what is this? I don't even know. I looked at it and I was just like, oh, okay, I'll save it to talk about later, and then I didn't even look at what it is. It looks like it's the Prep and Set collection. So a Bake and Brightening Under Eye Powders, Face It All Brightening and Setting Palettes. They have 4 shades and 5 shades. Yeah, I don't know. This is not for me. Like, I think I understand what it's going for. I think they're all powders, or maybe they're cream and powders. I don't know. I'm not into, like, compacts for my under eyes. I just want concealer and go. And same with my face. Like, usually I just want a foundation, a lightweight foundation, and go with some contour, and I'm good. So I'm not really into the whole contour and, you know, brightening and concealing and, you know, using any type of color correcting. It's just not this phase of my life that I'm in. So it's an easy pass for me. And I don't know, I feel like this is a very boring launch, but maybe that's just me. I know a lot of people get excited for face products, but for me, it's an easy pass. Oh yeah, Persona Cosmetics launched the new Dream Stick Multi-Use Bronzing Stick. It's already live. I think these are the only 2 products. I meant to go double check, but I think these are the only 2 colors, which I thought was kind of weird to only launch 2 colors. Like, I guess that contour sticks goes fairly dark, you know what I mean? It's not just these 2 contour sticks I feel like won't just work for very fair people, but at the same time, it's not going to work for very dark people, or at least that's my assumption. Again, this is me coming from someone who looks like my skin tone, so I don't have a lot of experience with very darker skin tones, but I just feel like that's not going to go very deep. And I feel like if you're going to launch a stick, even with it being a small indie brand, at least 3, because you can go light, medium, dark. I feel like that's just a good, even, you know, maybe it's not a lot, but at least it's something. It's good groundwork, a good attempt at trying to be diverse and kind of cover all the skin tones. So like at least just 1 more darker than that, I feel like would have, you know, covered the bases. But anyway, besides that, I do like the coloring, and it does make me think of the Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick, so I'm intrigued on that aspect, but I'm not going to be picking it up. Maybe when I finish my Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick, I would pick up the lightest one, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like the lightest one would do for me, so I don't know. Again, take this, like my whole critique of the shade range with a grain of salt, because I'm not very, you know, well in tuned with what kind of tones and how much pigmentation you need for something like this. You're not really trying to, you know, add a whole lot of color. It's more adding the shadow, so maybe that's why they don't need a big shade range. I don't know. Whatever the case is, it's going to be a pass for me, but it is something new from Persona, and it's going to be available at Ulta too. Persona Cosmetics is launching something new. This is the To the Moon palette. You can't really see much, at least at the time of me saving this, they didn't. Oh, here it is. Here, they opened it up so you can see more. It looks like there's some pressed glitters. It's triangle packaging, which is different. I'm not too mad at it. It's just different. I like the bottom half. I feel like that's really, really pretty. If those glitters, they look like glitters, but if those were shimmers, I'd be a lot more inclined. It's a pretty palette. I think it's nice. It's going to be an easy pass for me, though, because of the mix of glitters and just not, I don't know, not really being crazy about the packaging. Just storing-wise, the actual palette, I feel like would be a little bit of a pain to store. Not that big of a pain. It's just I'm not into the color story. I feel like it's pretty, but it's not speaking to me, so it's an easy pass for me. But something new from Profusion. Ooh, this is really interesting. This is Empress Me Cosmetics. And I was so intrigued when I saw this. I love puzzles, so as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, that looks really pretty. And I think the first time we saw this, it was a black and white. I had a feeling it would be very neutral because I forget what the palette is called. It's called Skin. So I was like, oh, you know, even though it was black and white, I was like, it's going to be like a very neutral palette of different like skin tones representing. So they finally revealed it. It is a very neutral palette. I do think it's pretty though, and I half want it. But I think the only reason I'm attracted to this palette, and every time I see it, I'm just kind of like, ooh, should I get it? Is because it's puzzles, and I just love puzzles, so the fact that the pans are shaped like a puzzle makes me want it even more, but I'm not gonna get it. I do think it's a nice, like a neutral palette. I like the variety of shades. It's not just all kind of one-toned with just a little bit of depth between. Like they're different aspects, they're different hues of neutral, which I think is really pretty, and the shimmers look interesting with those marbling that they did there with some of them. Can I zoom today? But anyway, they look really neat. It's going to be a pass for me, but I love the idea. I love the concept of the puzzle with this. I think that's just so fun, unique, and different. I've never seen that with an eyeshadow palette before. Maybelline Fit Me is launching the Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. I'm so tempted to get this, and I probably will pick it up just because you guys know I've been on a tinted moisturizer kick, wanting to find the perfect tinted moisturizer for me, and I tend to like Maybelline products. I like their Fit Me line in the past, so I'll probably pick this up at Ulta at some point whenever I make an order. I'm not in a rush to get it to review or anything, so I don't know when I'll be picking it up, but I will pick it up at some point. I do want to give it a try and see what I think. If I do, what I do, let me know if you'd like to see my thoughts on it, or if I, you know, just maybe mention it in a little bite-sized review kind of video where I just do a bunch of reviews in one video. I can mention it there. Or do you want to see it featured in like a chit chat get ready with me maybe, so you can see how it applies? I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Kaledios Cosmetics is launching the Flower Punk collection, and the first day I saw this, when I first saw, like scrolling to see this picture, this is the picture I saw, I thought Melt was launching a new palette, and I know, or a new collection. I know everyone's saying this, but I just have to tell you, I checked the name so many times. I was like, okay, this is from Kaledios, right? I checked it so many times before I shared it on my stories because I didn't want to get it wrong, because every time I looked at it, I was like, man, that looks like Melt. Even down to like the leaves, like that looks like a 420 palette Melt has done in the past with the leaf impressions as well. That aside, like, it's whatever. You know, I know a lot of people kind of harp on it, but they can do what they want. The only thing that annoys me is that at this point now, this will make 3 different type of palette packaging that they've done. And I wish they would just kind of stick to something. I don't know, all the different shapes and all the different like variety, I'm not the craziest about, but that's just me. Moving past that, I think the color story is so unique, and the color story is one of the biggest reasons I want to get it, because that's such an interesting mix of those grungy greens and mustards with those pastel blue and pink. Like, I just see that and I'm just like, what can I do? How can I mix those together? So I want to get it just to give it a try and see if it's a train wreck trying to mix them together, because all the promo pictures I've seen is like the colors used separately, like the blues and the pinks together, and then the grungy side together and whatnot, kind of like use them separately. But you guys know me and interesting color combinations. I want to use those together and use them in one look using both sides of the palette. So I'm definitely going to pick it up if I can, and I'll definitely be doing some looks. And I will also be comparing it to other palettes. So if you have any palettes you want me to compare it to, I'll compare it to the one Kaledios palette that I have, the Sci-Fi Greens. I'm going to compare it to the Melt Gemini. So if there's any other palette that this color story makes you think of, let me know that down below in the comments, and I can compare it to those as well. I got a couple tags on this. This is from Notoriously Morbid, and this is their, it's coming soon, what is this called? Path of the Dark Side. And it's a red kind of gray tone neutral palette, I guess you would call it. It's very interesting. I don't know why, but grays and reds and like blacks don't really excite me. Like, they're that color story that's like, ooh, I could get one really cool look out of it. I probably would love with like black and red, but they don't excite me. Like the color story as a whole, the palette as a whole, I look at this and I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I do. So I feel like that right there is a big drawback for me whenever I look at this color story or any kind of color story that has gray and red. It just doesn't excite me. It doesn't inspire me, I guess is how I should say. So this is going to be a pass for me because I'm not inspired when I look at it, but it is a new palette coming soon from Notoriously Morbid. I don't think we have any details yet, but that shade, Seasons of the Sith, that is really pretty. If I liked really dark shimmers all over my lid, like that would be pretty. ABH launched something new. This is their face palettes. ABH is launching something new. I think that's great for them. I feel like they're a little late to this, and yeah, I guess they have contour palettes. They didn't really have trios, so it makes sense to have something smaller because we're definitely, I feel like in makeup, going a bit smaller when it comes to the face palettes and not so much. You don't need so many powders. You just need like one bronzer, one blush, one highlight. So I think that's good, and I don't remember how many. I think they have 3 different shades for this, which is, I mean, at least you have 3. I think that's a good one to have, kind of like I was saying earlier, light, medium, dark. I haven't heard much about them. It's gonna be easy pass for me because I don't need them. I feel like I have this type of product in, like, let's see, Midas has one. I had one from Smashbox. I have one from Lethal. Like, I have plenty of face trios and I don't use them often enough, but something new from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and they are launching on the 3rd on their website and the 6th through retail partners, so like Ulta and whatnot. This is a new launch from Trixie Cosmetics. I thought it was really cute and pretty. This is their Bottle Blonde collection. This little palette is like a neutral purple palette is how I would describe it. It's like a cool tone purple. I thought it was pretty. It was different. I am a little thrown off by the fact that this looks like so computerized, like the picture that they shows. But I went and looked over on their actual Instagram page, and it does seem to like actually look like that. They don't have many pictures. They have videos of like tutorials and stuff, but all the pictures, I just feel like it's a little, it just looks almost like a concept palette that like Doodles by the Bunny would do. You know, that type of thing. So I wish that maybe it is that how the palette actually looks like, and maybe I'm just tripping for whatever reason, but I just feel like it looks a little digitized or computerized. But yeah, the color story is pretty. I'm not into purples, you guys know, or cool tone neutrals and whatnot. I feel like cool tone neutrals, I used to be so into cool tone colors. Like when I first got into eyeshadow, all I wanted to wear was like cool tone neutrals and mauves on my eyes. But in recent years, I prefer the more warm tones. I don't know, cool tones just don't excite me as much, but anyway, you know, I think it definitely depends on also the color. I like cool tone blues or cool tone greens or whatnot. But anyway, cool tone purples, they don't excite me. So it's an easy pass, but I did think it was a pretty color story. Linda Hallberg is launching a color palette. Look at this palette, it's beautiful. I think that's so pretty. It reminds me so much of the Makeup by Tammy palette that I just picked up. Where is it? It's this palette, Chasing Butterflies. I haven't even looked to see. It might not even be that similar. It's, you know, it's a colorful rainbow type of palette, but I wouldn't call it a spot-on dupe or anything like that. But it's also just like the packaging-wise and like the number of eyeshadows and how the layout is very, very similar. So it made me think of that. But this is Linda Hallberg, obviously a different brand, but I've heard more of a luxury brand. I forget the price it's going to be. It's launching $4.23, so it's already out, but it's pretty. I thought it was definitely pretty. I think it's all mattes, is it? I can't tell. It looked like an all matte palette, but I could be mistaken. It's pretty. I like the green and the yellow and the orange. I mean, I like the whole palette as a whole. Like, I feel like it can get really pretty looks, but I mean, I have so many rainbow palettes. It's going to be a pass for me, but something new from Linda Hallberg, and this is the first thing from Linda Hallberg that I feel like I was actually like, oh my goodness, I kind of really want that. But I'm not going to buy it. Oh, I was excited to see this. This is from Geek Cosmetics. This is their Hero Bundle and their Hope Bundle. They're doing it with a charity, if I remember. Yes, for each bundle that's purchased, Geek will donate $10 to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And she did a video on YouTube that I watched. But I thought that was really cool that they're, you know, doing this in collaboration with them to donate to the research organization. And this bottom bundle, definitely very pretty. Like, if I needed those colors, if I was like short on those colors or something, or I don't know, I just wanted to try Makeup Geek, I would be picking up that bundle because I think that's really pretty. But with that said, I don't plan to make a purchase just because, I don't know, I haven't been super intrigued to buy from Makeup Geek for a while. Even though, like I said, this quad is one that I'm actually, like, I get excited with that color story. I think that's really pretty. But I'm not going to be making a purchase. I'm trying to limit my purchases right now until I get through what I already have. But definitely an exciting launch from them. And definitely I like the color stories. I think they did a good job putting them together. And I hope that the bundles do well for them and that they sell well because it is going to a great cause. And I feel like a good amount, $10 I feel like is a lot. Anyway, really excited and happy for them. And like I said, I hope it does well. Oh yeah, so Colourpop Cosmetics. I don't think I talked about this because I think this launched during the week that I had off. But they launched their 5-pan palettes. They're like Natasha Denona style palettes. But these are monochromatic. So kind of like with their monochromatic 9-pan palettes, except these are just 5 pans. And I was so intrigued. I really kind of wanted that green one up there at the top and maybe even the blue one at the bottom. The orange almost tempts me, but I feel like it wouldn't be very orangey. I feel like Colourpop doesn't do it super orange. At least their other one wasn't super orange. But I did hear that their shimmers, some of them, they're starting to mix like glitter into their shimmers. So if you're someone who likes to avoid glitter because you don't want like glitter near your eyes, definitely pay attention now because there's, I forget what they're starting to call it, like glitter shimmers or something like that. So keep an eye out for that. I do think that these palettes specifically don't have them. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think they do. I think they're just really pretty metallics. With that green has 3 metallics and 2 mattes. It looks really pretty, but just want to throw it out there. If you're someone who does like to avoid glitter at all costs, take an extra hard look at what each of the eyeshadows are to see if they have any glitter in them. But anyway, I will probably pick up the green one if it comes to Ulta because it's $10 if I'm making an order, and I like to make sure I get free shipping so I don't have to spend $5 on shipping. This would be something I would throw in my cart and I would just, you know, buy it as an extra and give it a try just because I'm curious. So let me know if I do pick it up, if it's not too far out from when it launched, if you'd be interested in seeing it featured on my channel. But if not, it might just be that one of those palettes I kind of keep to myself and use on the weekends kind of thing, just because it's a really pretty green color story. Do I need another green palette? Absolutely not. But do I want another green palette? Yes. Okay, this is gonna be the last one, but LaLaLand Cosmetics is releasing their Timeless palette in 7 shades. I think this is really pretty for LaLaLand Cosmetics. And if you're not aware of like LaLaLand Cosmetics, they did that contour palette that has like, I don't know, it's like something like skin sewn up and like an eyeball coming out of it. It always freaked me out so bad. I sound crazy just trying to explain that to you, so let me see. Let me see if I can go to their website or their Instagram page if they show it. Yeah, this one. This always freaked me out. Like, I remember seeing this palette. They've had it for years when I was first getting into indie makeup or when I was first getting into makeup, and I thought that contour palette looked so very neat. I wanted it so much, but this packaging freaked me out. I never liked it. Still don't. It just, ooh. So anyway, when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, like, that's actually really pretty packaging. Like, I'm not mad at that at all. I think that's beautiful. So I had to go ahead and give it a shout out in my video. I don't plan to pick it up just because I don't use these very often. I can't remember how much. They have a sale going on right now. It doesn't say the price, but yeah, something new from LaLaLand Cosmetics that I'm not like freaked out when I look at it. So I thought that was cool. Alright, you guys, so those are all the new releases that I wanted to highlight and talk about in this week's Will I Buy. I almost forgot. Let me scoot over once again, just because I like to put late breaking news here. I totally forgot about that. See, I told you guys I'm rusty. But any late breaking news will be here if something launches that I really wanted to comment on, and I've already done this video. I record this on Thursday. It doesn't go up till Saturday. So that way I have the option of, you know, Friday night putting in last minute edits right here. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's Will I Buy It. I feel like everything was relatively an easy pass except those highlights of releases like the Annette palette. I'm so excited. The Kaledios palette, I'm so excited. Was there anything else I'm forgetting about? Oh, I didn't even say, but Gimme Glow's Pastel Dreams is launching soon. I think maybe it's already launched. It's either at the end of the month or the first of the month. Let me go look at that super quick, but it's launching soon. I'm going to try my hardest to get it. Let's see. Yeah, Friday. So it's already, I did yesterday. So I'll go ahead and put it here. I'll put a little edit in here somewhere, let you guys know if I was able to snag it before it sold out. Okay, camera battery dead. I had to replace it. So if I manage to get it, I will definitely be featuring it very soon on my channel, and I'm going to do a video comparing it to the Clarity So Mesmerizing palette, so I can't wait to do that. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's video. Those are all the exciting new releases that I wanted to touch on and share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so very much for once again coming by to watch these videos. Thank you so much for always being so supportive of them. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget I'm over on Instagram. I'm LadyKatie92 over there, and I upload a post about every day of either a tutorial, an up close look at my eye looks, a flat lay, something like that. I just try to put a little something extra over there, and I like to kind of document the looks that I do with the palettes that I try and review on my channel, so I try to document at least one with each of the palettes that I do over on my Instagram page. So Lady Katie over there if you want to check me out over there and follow me and help me get to 10K, because I would love to have the swipe up feature. That's like my goal for 2021. I'd like to hit 10K by the end of the year. Instagram is so slow growing though. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility, but maybe I can at least hit 9K by the end of the year. We can go for that. That should be a doable achievement. But anyway, if you want to follow me over there, LadyKatie92, I would appreciate that. And yeah, with all that said, thank you once again so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye guys.